Welcome. Welcome back to another episode. The word of today. I always love the word of the day. The word of the day is actionable. Actionable. Now, what does actionable mean? Well, just like the Nike slogan, it means just do it. So when you actually get up and take action and move forward to whatever motion or whatever kind of strikes you as far as the day or whatever your goals or your objectives are, that's taking action. You need to be actionable. So actionable is actually the third letter in SMART, and we're talking about SMART goals right now. And I wanted to encourage you to take action on those things that are actually important to you, because if you don't take action, no one else will. All right. So what does actionable mean? Just like Nike's slogan, just do it. So when you're taking action, you just go out and you just do it. You focus on what you can control, not what's out of your control. That is something incredibly important, because you're not in charge of the weather. You don't know if it's going to rain or if it's going to be sunshine outside. You can't necessarily control that. But if you're going to get up and say, hey, I'm going to run a mile today, and it doesn't matter if it's going to rain or if it's going to shine, I'm still going to do it. That's you taking action. So just think about the piece that you're actually in control of and harness that, use that, and make sure that you're taking action against that specifically. The next piece is, if something's not in your control, see if you can outsource it, right? So some things maybe you're not good at. You already know what the result's going to be. So see if someone else can pick that up for you. Outsourcing can be incredibly useful for you. You actually end up doing better as a result of that. But again, certain things are still going to be out of your control. But whatever is within your control, but let's say you're not good at, outsource that. All right? So I actually had my test this morning on a trip to the DMV. When I say DMV, I'm not talking DC, Maryland, Virginia. I'm talking drivers of motor vehicles. So stay tuned for some of my updates for that, some of the challenges and struggles I had this morning with that. But the big thing with that is I had to move forward this morning in order to get closer to my goal. And my goal was, let me get my vehicles into trust. Now, if you've been following anything for the trust series, you know I'm very big on estate planning. So that was one goal that I've been working on for 3 years. 3 years, I was trying to figure out, how is it possible? How can I do it? And I finally figured out how to do it, and I'm like so close to the finish line. So that's why today's effort and today's test was so important. And the biggest thing I'm looking for is results. So when I look for results, I look for results in being finished and being complete. And I don't care if they're perfect. I'm just looking to get to the finish line. So the finish line for me is getting vehicle trust in place. I don't care if they look pretty, right? Because I can always change, various aspects of them down the road if I have to. But I need to make sure that everything is actually working well for me now. So stay tuned for the DMV experience. Welcome back. Another episode of Into the Coronaverse. Let's see. Had the fun today of planning a DMV trip to Fredericksburg, Virginia, about an hour away from where I live, only to find out that it was a wasted trip. I was looking to transition my vehicles into trust, and to do so, I had a bunch of paperwork that I needed to complete and fill out. And the difference is, you can't just go straight to the DMV. You had to make an appointment online, which was almost impossible. I was able to get one appointment, but unfortunately, it wasn't anywhere near my house. I had to drive an hour in order to make my appointment. And I was able to do that probably about a month ago. And let's say about 3 weeks to 4 weeks ago. Only to find out when I got there today that I missed something. I didn't do something right. I got all the paperwork I could possibly think of together, only to realize that I needed more. So, you know what? That stuff happens. But to tell you about the experience, it was kind of surreal to be in a DMV that was not packed to the grill, where folks were waiting outside just to get in. For the fact there were too many people, it was the reverse. It was you had to wait to get in, and you had to have an appointment. And in having that appointment, things were a little bit more fluid, which I do appreciate. But if you got to the front of that line and you're ready to be handled, and there's a form you didn't fill out, or there's just something that you missed, start over. Find another appointment. So for me, that next appointment's going to end up being next month. So I got to wait an additional 30 days. Fortunately, I'm not in a rough spot or bad position, I can wait. Again, it's a little bit of an unexpected delay, but you learn something. And you know what? You got to keep pushing forward even if you hit a setback. So that was today's setback for me. But I did learn something. And in order to make sure I make it up, make sure it wasn't a wasted trip, made a nice trek over to Publix for their infamous fried chicken. My wife loves their fried chicken, so that was the first thing she said to me. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna be in Fredericksburg? Pick up some fried chicken while you're down there." So made sure I did that. So it should be a good eating time when I do get back home. And you know what? Just gotta wait another month before I get back to the DMV. But if there's anything you need to do at the DMV, just lessons learned. Make your appointment early and just expect to have everything you possibly need together. Also, if you know anyone who went recently, talk to them and get some feedback. The biggest thing is if I would have, let's say, talked with someone before I came, it would have helped, but I just had a hard time. No one was reaching out. No one was getting back to me, even reaching out to the DMV. So I had to, try and fail for today. But again, the experience, just weird. Being DMV, I think I could count the total number of people in like both of my hands. And there were like literally 5 seats, one in front of each counter. So pretty much like once you got in the door, you were pretty good. And the ability to get served, definitely appreciate the professionalism folks are continuing to show. So even though I got frustrated, I did not take it out on the folks that were helping me, because I know they have a tough job. I appreciate everything that they do. So if anything, I just said, hey, let me know what I need so when I come back next time, I have everything. And so I think I had to end up speaking to 2 supervisors, not just one, but another one, because they don't do trust very often, right? So they gave me everything that I need. They told me what I actually need to bring in. So if you're interested in doing what I did, I put my vehicle in the trust. Why? Because estate planning is what I do. Something that is very important to me. Just hit me up. Let me know. It's like, hey, how do I get my trust started? How do I get things going in that department? And if you wanted to look for some resources that might be helpful to you, just with estate planning, those things in general, or any questions about how the wealthy stay wealthy, check out knivesoutwealth.com or text SURVIVE to 571-777-0461. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.